And then at one point, I saw my gynae, and he's saying that, Evelyn, your uterus is not contracting, you have a lot of blood loss. My whole body was like out of control. I was just like, like a flipping fish like that. I'm just coming up and down. I remember telling him that, doctor, you just do whatever you need to save my life because I have 2 young kids to take care of. Were there any problems with your body? Actually, I think it's not major problems because I have been taking care of my body. I think I am generally quite fit and healthy, so it's not a big issue. My very first visit to the gynae, I went to seek out a top fertility specialist. He made me go through this whole battery of tests, and then he concluded that I have polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS. And when I found out that PCOS, there is actually a few characteristics, a few symptoms: acne, and then excess facial hair, and then weight gain. Then I look at myself, I don't qualify for any of these 3. He told me that actually for me to be pregnant, I should straight away consider IVF. But I was not comfortable, so I left it as that. And then in between, people say go and see TCM. So I also go and see TCM. But after several months, also nothing happened. That point, going through it, it was an emotional thing as well. Yeah. Before we got married, we talked about how many kids we would like to have. Me and my husband say that we would like to have 3. Like all newlywed, you think that 生孩子 is very easy, right? But for me, it's so difficult. It comes to a point where attending baby shower becomes something that I find unbearable. Yeah, I know in my heart I should be happy for my friend, but it's just tough. You need to have sex, right? It becomes very mechanical. And it's very stressful. I don't enjoy it at all. It's a chore. I think my husband understands that it's actually it's not just 女人, right? 男人 also the same thing, right? It's not enjoyable, to say the least. People ask, is it because of the stress that you go through at work, that cause you not to have a child? Me and my husband, we are part of the founding team at Providend, so we are both very involved in the business, and of course, as a startup, it was very, very tough. I don't want to attribute it that because it's work stress, because there are people who also work and they're very hard, also still can have babies, right? You cannot just say that it's because of work stress that you cannot have babies. There are a lot of things that actually is out of your hands. I think it's really how we manage that. I'm just thankful that I was never alone in this journey. My husband will not like, hey, why you feel this way? Or, why are you so emotional? We are partners in this entire journey. Yeah. In the course of work, a client actually was sharing with me about her gynae who is a fertility specialist. I wasn't very sure. I'm just so tired of seeing doctors. And interestingly enough, just within a few days, my friend told me about this gynae. He is very good. And it's the exact same doctor. I went to see him. He told me, actually, lo and behold, I don't have PCOS. That's where I learned also that it's actually good to get a second opinion when it comes to medical kind of conditions. Then that's where he said, okay, we need to proceed on to IUI to ensure that I ovulate. I think after 3 or 4 courses, still nothing happened. So then that's where he said, we need to move on to do IVF. In the course of all these processes, he actually found out that I have a cyst that is on my womb. So he suggests that I actually go for a surgery. And because after surgery, you should rest for 3 months. So then that's where I told my husband, let's go for a holiday. After we came back, because my period is very regular, it's a 28-day period, and then it didn't come. Then that's where I went to buy the pregnancy kit to test. First one, positive. Cannot believe it. Yeah, because I've been disappointed so many times. Went to buy another one. test another time, positive. So I told my husband, I'm pregnant. But still quite can't believe it. When I see the gynae and he confirmed, it was definitely a relief lah. I think the most emotional was after the pregnancy kid. Yeah, it's where the reality set in that I'm pregnant with my firstborn child, Elise. Isn't it dangerous to get pregnant in your 40s? I had my first one when I was 35. Yeah, my youngest is, I delivered him at age 40. Personally, I don't think it's dangerous. Although I think from a medical science standpoint, right, in Singapore, so long as you have a child cross 35 years old, is considered high risk or higher risk. So there are more tests that the mom has to go through to test for birth defects so that the parents have a choice whether they want to continue on with the pregnancy. For a mom to be able to carry the child to full term and then deliver the baby is like putting your head on a chopping board. Oh, my first labor experience. Okay, will I scare off people? On the 40th week, right, there is still no contraction. So he arranged for me to go through a cesarean. When the doctor was cutting, I can feel him cutting, slicing layer by layer. Then my doctor noticed that my hand was shaking. Then he said, can you feel the pain? I said, yes, doctor, I can. Then he said, you shouldn't be feeling any pain. We're just going to knock you out. Okay, I'm sorry, you will not be able to witness your baby being carried out. So that was my first childbirth experience. Yeah, so never experienced the child being lifted up. Yeah. For my second child, I had what is known as placenta previa. So bo pian, that one have to go for C-sec, and it's got to be under GA, general anesthesia. So I'm totally knocked out. And when I come to, I was like in and out of consciousness. All I can see is a lot of nurses around me. And then at one point, I saw my gynae. And he's saying that, Evelyn, your uterus is not contracting. You have a lot of blood loss. I'm going to give you this injection. You're going to be jumping up and down. But I want you to focus on the ceiling. My whole body was like out of control. I was just like, like a flipping fish like that. I'm just coming up and down. But he told me that, Evelyn, your uterus is still not contracting. Hopefully you'll contract. But if it does not, I would have to remove your womb. I remember telling him that, doctor, you just do whatever you need to save my life because I have 2 young kids to take care of. Yeah, it's quite eventful lah. So that's the second experience. To me, every child is a miracle. Yeah, that's why every child is very precious. I remembered when I had my third child, when I was pregnant with my third child, we were quite excited. But when we went and see the gynae the second time, he broke the news that there's no heartbeat. Every time a mother goes through a miscarriage, it's difficult. Of course, I can tell myself, oh, I already have 2 kids. But I remember that week when I'm resting at home, every night I'll wake up at 3 o'clock. Don't know why. 3 a.m. and I'll start crying. Yeah, it just dawned on me that, yeah, my child is in a better place. So that's the hope that I have. I'll see the child again. Yeah, but it's not easy. That's why every time when I heard of people going through a miscarriage, I know it's difficult for the family. Yeah.
And actually, I'm also very curious. Have you ever told your children about
their third sibling? Yes, I told them that when you go to heaven, you see got one look like Papa or Mommy or look like that's your sibling. Yeah, okay, so the third child, at first I was asking the doctor, is there any chance for me to go for a natural childbirth? Yeah, I don't want to go for cesarean. I want to go through contraction. I want to go through, people talk about, water bag births, to go through the natural childbirth experience. But 生了3个, never had that experience. So you're saying that actually too many cuts on my body. When pushing, the wound can split open. So I went for cesarean, and thank God I didn't feel anything when he's cutting and all that. I just hear all the kyang, kyang, kyang. And the baby was lifted and placed on my chest. only on the third delivery that I get to experience my baby on my chest. So that was very, 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 it's bliss lah. I'm just very, very thankful, yeah, to have them lah. So maybe now I'll ask my children to come in to share. So what surprised you most about my pregnancies?
I was most surprised at how complicated the entire process was because to my knowledge, all she told me was that the second pregnancy was the hardest. Like she almost died. But I didn't know like how bad it was, the extent. She probably struggled a lot with the entire process. Yeah.
She go through all the hardship and she still take care of us so well.
It's okay, don't be so anxious, it's alright. It's okay.
I feel like when I was a kid, I kind of remember being in the hospital room visiting my mom after the birth. And then I remember her being, like she had many like IVs like stuck in her. And I remember like I was very scared because I didn't know what was happening. I just know that it was very bad, but now that I like properly hear what she actually went through, like, yeah, she's a very strong person.
I don't remember.
Because you were born.
Yeah.
Because you were a baby then.
What I admire most about her is her patience. Like she had to go through so much giving birth to me. And all my brothers. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Even like through
Wait.
I just think that like after I hear it, it's quite sad.
Why is it sad?
It was very hard lah.
It's okay. Got your can ready lah.
Personally, I admire the way that she's able to love us all unconditionally. Sometimes I look back at the things that we would do, or like it would cause a ruckus, and then she would still find a way to help us reconcile with one another.
I think the hardest part of parenthood, I feel, is handling teenagers. There were times where I was upset. Yeah, but I think never once would I think about not having your. Yeah.
Is it particularly hard because there is a bigger age gap?
I think it's more personality.
I feel like it's just our personality very different.
They may think that I'm very strict lah. I don't know. Am I very strict? Okay lah. Yeah. It's also a learning process for us because once you're born, you know how to take care of kids. And I learned that at the end of the day, it's more important to keep the relationship. She still kind of talk to me about her concerns and her issues. I think that's good enough for me lah.
So how would your life be like if you didn't have any kids?
I'll be richer. Yeah, but I think life will be less interesting. It's definitely costly to raise children. For us, we make the conscious decision to live below our means. We just want to have a simple lifestyle so that we can have that financial freedom. For me, it's about knowing what's important. Then we plan our finances around it. And it's not the other way around. Some people talk about, having kids is like an investment. But I don't want to think of it that way, at least not from the economic sense. I don't want to pressurize them to make them feel burdened in any way. Yeah. To me, if you want to talk dollars and cents, nobody want to have kids, to be honest, because it's not just the money. You think about all the qi, right, that they give you, when they make you angry and all that. Yeah, to me, parenthood is about love. Parenthood is about sacrifice. Learning to live life together.